Most people imagine a motorhome quite simply. A small kitchen, a narrow bed, a folding table, and maximum comfort somewhere by a lake on the weekend. But for truly wealthy travelers, everything looks completely different. Today, you will see expedition palaces on wheels that cost as much as luxury apartments, and sometimes as full-fledged mansions. Vehicles created not just to go out into nature, but to go where ordinary tourists don't reach, all without sacrificing their custom standard of living for a single second. And the further we go, the larger, crazier, and more prestigious these vehicles will become. Welcome to the channel for the richest of the rich.
Luxury life.
There is equipment that looks like just a serious off-road vehicle, and there are vehicles that make it clear from the first glance. Before you is an expedition fortress with a human face. The SLRV Eurocargo 4x4 is exactly that. By its dimensions, it's not a giant yet, but inside, not a tent with furniture, but a neat living space designed for long-term life on the road. At the back, a separate garage compartment for tables, chairs, bicycles, and everything that usually turns a trip into chaos. The sleeping area lifts up, freeing space for a large lounge and kitchen, and a separate bathroom shatters the usual stereotype about cramped campers. An optional electric roof tent transforms the vehicle into a small family camp. Children or guests live on top, the owners in the main module. Inside, the level of a good city apartment. Proper appliances, thoughtful lighting, a place where you can not just spend the night, but live. The main idea of this project is self-sufficiency plus the ability to get where there are no roads, no hotels, no services. And this is just the warm-up. If the Eurocargo is a small expedition apartment, then the Earth Cruiser Terra Nova is a compact house for those who want adventure but don't want to depend on services along the way. It is built on the base of popular American pickups like the Ford F350 or Ram 3500. The solution is simple and smart. The chassis can be serviced in almost any corner of the country, and on top sits a module that, in terms of capabilities, is much closer to a mini apartment than to a regular camper. Inside, a neat tiny house. Kitchen, refrigerator, freezer, shower, toilet, several sleeping places. The bed above the cab and the convertible dining area turn the vehicle into a comfortable refuge for a couple or a small family without the feeling that everyone is crammed into a box. Solar panels on the roof, lithium batteries, and serious water tanks allow you not to think about outlets and campgrounds. The owner decides for themselves where the route ends. The Crawler. OTAG 385 is a house on wheels that doesn't look like a toy for pretty photos, but like a vehicle made seriously and for the long haul. The body of lightweight, durable, riveted aluminum immediately sets the tone. Resource and reliability come first here. The vehicle looks utilitarian, almost military, and it feels like it will easily endure a long route on destroyed roads where any weak link would quickly give up. But once you get inside, the picture changes dramatically. Up to 4 sleeping places, a proper dining area, a bed over the cab, a large kitchen counter, a 3-burner stove, an oven, a spacious refrigerator. Not somehow survive, but a full-fledged domestic life on the road. An additional plus, they didn't skimp on the bathroom. Here you can wash properly, freshen up, and not feel that an expedition is constant everyday stress. Add to this pleasant lighting, a smart TV, convenient USB ports, heating systems, and solar panels, plus a large panoramic window, and the wild nature behind the glass turns into your personal moving residence. There are vehicles that get you to a beautiful place, and there are those that make any place you stop at beautiful. The camper module based on the Mercedes-Benz Aerox 4x4 belongs to the second category. This is the Heavy League, a large chassis, serious off-road architecture, and inside, a space that resembles a compact private residence more than a vehicle interior. A kitchen, sleeping area, bathroom, washing machine, and a convenient pass-through from the cab to the living module, a small something that you truly appreciate at night, in the rain, or in freezing cold somewhere in the wilderness. Outside, the language of big budgets, external lockers, an expedition roof rack, auxiliary lights, an outdoor kitchen, and at the rear, a powerful aluminum bracket for a motorcycle or a couple of bicycles. This is equipment for big routes, not for a Sunday picnic. A surround view camera with infrared illumination and an internal security system turn this house on wheels into a protected mobile island wherever it is parked. Such a project sells not just comfort, but a sense of peace. You haven't just left people behind, you've brought your own protected world with you. Next to the giant expedition monsters, the Armadillo X-Runner seems compact, but this is a case where size does not reflect the level. Inside, there is less space than on heavy truck bases, but it is organized so cleverly that the vehicle feels larger than itself. A tiny but functional kitchen, a separate bathroom with shower, a dining area, a lounge space, and a proper double bed are packed very tightly, without the feeling that the owner is constantly making compromises. The sleeping niche above the cab saves space and at the same time improves aerodynamics and the overall sense of cohesion. Here you can clearly see what the wealthy client is paying for, not just materials but bespoke engineering where every centimeter works for comfort. Neatly separated water and electrical systems create the feeling that you haven't left to survive, but to live in a freer version of your ordinary life. The word camper hardly fits what Unidan has built on the Mercedes-Benz Zetro space. The Discovery X is more of an expedition mansion on wheels. The heart of the vehicle is a powerful diesel with serious torque. Around it, a platform assembled with real harsh conditions in mind. All-wheel drive, huge tires, tire pressure adjustment from the cab, good geometry. All this is not for show, but so the vehicle actually goes where ordinary transport simply gives up. Inside the living module, a different world. Thick composite panels, insulation, double glazed windows. They think about living in heat, cold, and off seasons. A large kitchen with induction and an oven, a decent refrigerator with a separate freezer, a cozy lounge, a proper bed, a functional bathroom, plus an outdoor shower and a washing machine. Large water tanks, solar panels, and a substantial lithium battery bank turn this vehicle into a separate, self-sufficient world that travels with its owner. The Global Expedition. Patagonia looks as if it was designed for someone who loves hunting, fishing, long routes, and is not ready to trade their usual standard of living for nature. Underneath, the Kenworth off-road chassis with a characteristic truck-like stance. But inside, a completely different mood. Heated and cooled leather seats, a neat dining area, a kitchen with induction and microwave, a refrigerator with freezer, a large bed, and a well-thought-out system of charging points and outlets. Just like in a good modern home, the bathroom here is not perceived as a compromise. A shower, a cassette toilet, a heated towel rail. Seemingly small things, but they create a feeling of boutique hotel level, only in the middle of a desert or by a mountain river. A Webasto climate control system, air conditioner, solar panels, and a diesel generator give the owner the ability to stay in any favorite spot for as long as they wish. This is not just a vehicle, but a large hunting or fishing house that can be placed where the view is truly worth the money. When Unicat enters the conversation, the discussion almost always turns to exorbitant budgets and self-sufficiency. The MD56C on the MAN TGS 6x6 base is exactly from that category. 6 driven wheels, a powerful engine, huge tanks, and a range sufficient for a small expedition. All of this is bought for one reason: to not think about refueling, campgrounds, or infrastructure for weeks. Inside, the vehicle turns into a high-class mobile apartment, an induction cooktop, oven, dishwasher, separate shower and toilet, a full bedroom, teak wood, bamboo, soft materials. The vehicle finally ceases to be utilitarian equipment and becomes an object of status. On the outside, the MD-56C remains a true fighter. A tire pressure regulation system, surround cameras, a platform for an ATV or motorcycles, powerful lighting. A rear steering axle helps maneuver this giant like a much more compact vehicle. The SLRV Adventurer 4 shows that serious expedition equipment can be not only rugged, but also very homely. Outside, a large machine for long routes. Inside, a cozy space with a countryside home atmosphere. A leather sofa, a neat kitchen, a comfortable dining area, a separate shower. One of the highlights is a full-length awning with an integrated electric grill. In the evening, the vehicle turns into its own terrace in the middle of nowhere. Such projects really shine when you're stopped. Silence all around. No hotels, no cities, no neighbors, and you have your own mini patio, soft lighting, a grill, a comfortable interior. This is more of a family palace for travel than a camper. Organized space without chaos is the key to the feeling. Everything here has its place. Belongings, gear, lounge area, work surfaces. It is in such details that the high cost is felt. Not in gold, but in how comfortable it is to live day by day. The Explorer XPR 440 from Earth Cruiser already looks like a technological base for planetary exploration, not just for travel. Underpinning it is the legendary Mercedes-Benz Unimog. Hence, compactness compared to heavy trucks and yet impressive off-road capability, geometry, suspension travel, traction. This is a vehicle for those who truly want to reach the edge of the map. Inside, a mobile estate, a double bed, additional single beds, a kitchen, shower, toilet, washing machine, an outdoor area with a barbecue and sink. Most functions are controlled via a tablet, from electronics to tire pressure adjustment. One of the most interesting features is the ability to reconfigure the controls for left-hand or right-hand driving. This level of customization distinguishes equipment built for specific people, not for an abstract average market. The Odyssey X is an example where the feeling of high quality begins not with leather and wood, but with the philosophy of construction. The Unimog base is complemented by a sturdy living module with thick panels and serious thermal insulation. The vehicle feels not like a temporary house, but like a full-fledged independent capsule designed for many years of use. Inside, a kitchen, a comfortable bathroom, a large bed, numerous cabinets and external compartments. The interior does not look inserted into the body. Everything looks integrated and calm. On screen, it reads as a private expedition residence, not a truck with a box. The energy system with a lithium battery bank and solar panels allows the vehicle to live its own life without constantly hunting for outlets. An outdoor kitchen and lounge area reinforce the feeling that what's in front of you is not transportation, but a private home that simply has an all-wheel drive chassis instead of a foundation. There are vehicles that look powerful. And then there is the Zetro 6x6, a machine next to which the word powerful itself seems modest. This is a combination of a serious truck chassis and a well-designed living module. All-wheel drive, lockers, fuel capacity, a centralized tire inflation system, reliability, all of this creates a platform for real expeditions in harsh conditions. Inside, a different world. A spacious kitchen with good appliances, a guest area, a separate bedroom, a full bathroom, and a climate control system capable of maintaining comfort in both heat and frost. Outside, an industrial beast. Inside, almost a mini apartment with a view of whatever you choose. It is this contrast, brute force outside and calm domesticity inside, that makes such projects so appealing to the viewer. The 27 North Ascender is easy to imagine in a scenario of a hypothetical apocalypse as seen by a very wealthy person. Built on the Ford F-550 base, it is immediately perceived as a vehicle for those used to controlling everything. A large fuel capacity, big water reserves, multiple energy sources, a substantial body, and a rugged exterior that doesn't pretend to be glamorous. Inside, a normal, human-friendly layout, a dining area, kitchen, shower, a sleeping space above the cab, additional bunks. A familiar set, but presented as a well-fortified, self-sufficient module, not a weekend camper. The body does not look like an expensive toy, but like a tool ready to work in harsh conditions. The Ross Monster Baja Plus is an American take on the aggressive house on wheels theme. Outside, a true off-road predator, reinforced suspension, big tires, a winch, high ground clearance. Everything says it doesn't care what the road is like, or whether there is one at all. Inside, a cozy adventure home, a kitchen, shower, a bed over the cab, a convertible dining area that adds sleeping space, heating, hot water, air conditioning, good thermal and acoustic insulation between the cab and the living module. Here, true premium is the ability to go far away and never recall what a hotel is. The Unicat on the MAN TGM 4x4 base is built for those who want almost everything at once: range, off-road capability, comfort, and self-sufficiency. A powerful engine, all-wheel drive, lockers, serious fuel capacity. Outside, it's honest expedition equipment, but once you step inside, the feeling of a compact, high-class mobile home begins. A full kitchen, shower, spacious bedroom, an additional convertible bed, diesel heating, air conditioning, a washer-dryer, large water tanks, and a substantial solar array on the roof. All of this creates the feeling that you're heading into the wild, but living at the level of a good country house. In conversations about truly expensive expedition homes, the name Action Mobile comes up often. The Atacama 5000 HD is one of their calling cards. The base, a heavy Mercedes Aerox 4x4, a powerful engine, suspension, large wheels, built-in off-road capability. The machine looks like equipment for those who love maps with no roads. But inside, it's no longer just a home, but a mobile refuge at the level of a private penthouse, a sleeping area on the second level, a kitchen, shower, climate control, heated floors, strong electrical system, and an interior assembled so that you could spend not a week, but a month there. The highlight is a pop-up roof that saves length while providing necessary volume. It is for such engineering tricks that one pays in premium custom builds. On the road, the Atacama 5000 HD looks almost like a spacecraft that happens to be traveling on Earth. If everything up to this point seemed large, the SLRV Commander 8x8 raises the bar to a new level. This is no longer just a house, but a two-story mobile residence. The base, a MAN TGS 8x8. The vehicle not only goes where ordinary campers wouldn't dare even start, but can also accommodate an entire company inside. Downstairs, a master bedroom, a living area, a restaurant-level kitchen, separate shower and toilet. Upstairs, a whole block of several beds, almost like a separate mini hotel. The kitchen deserves special mention: a stove, oven, microwave, 2 refrigerators. This is no longer a bite to eat on the way, but a proper gastronomic life away from civilization. Such a project breaks the usual logic of suffer a little for a beautiful view. Here the idea is different. Take your accustomed standard of living with you and simply transplant it into the wildest landscapes. Some vehicles are important even before a living module is mounted on them. The Tatra Phoenix is precisely such a base. A unique chassis construction, various wheel formulas, modern cabs, driver comfort, powerful engines, automatic transmissions, cameras instead of mirrors, and driver assists. All of this makes the Phoenix not just a truck, but a foundation for heavy expedition projects. For the world of expensive houses on wheels, this is critical. True high cost begins with the chassis. When the base itself itself is designed for harsh conditions, you can confidently place an expensive living module on it. The wealthy client pays not only for wood and leather, but for the confidence that all this beauty will reach its destination. If the standard Zetros is already impressive, the version by Hartman transforms it into a mobile, personal hotel. Here, it's no longer about bare off-road capability, but about a custom order. Natural wood, leather, thoughtfully designed lighting scenes, a large living room, powerful air conditioning, a huge awning, a multimedia system. Everything is subordinated to the feeling that you are in a private, high-end apartment, not a truck. At the same time, the base itself hasn't gone anywhere. All-wheel drive, lockers, readiness for severe off-road. So this is not a show car for exhibitions, but a real expedition tool that simply has been given a finish level of, like home, only better. The main appeal of such a project is that it's not a choice between strength and comfort. It's an attempt to have everything at once. The Earthroamer X VLTS is one of the most recognizable American high-end expedition homes. It very precisely hits the viewer's dream. Huge off-road tires, powerful suspension, substantial fuel capacity, self-sufficient electrical system, Ford F550 base. All of this speaks of readiness for harsh routes. But inside, it's no longer a utilitarian cabin, but a space reminiscent of a compact yacht. Handcrafted wooden cabinets, soft upholstery, pleasant ambient lighting, a neat layout, down to details like a wine rack. Here, the standard of living ceases to be an add-on and becomes the main idea. This is a home for a person who wants to look at mountains, deserts, and forests from their own mini lounge, not from a hotel reception desk. The Mog Home by Ziegler Adventure Company shows how the legendary Unimog can be turned into a comparatively compact yet very serious expedition home. The main feature is the combination of size and capability. The vehicle is smaller than heavy trucks and therefore can go where giants would be too cumbersome. Narrow switchbacks, forest roads, old mountain trails. Inside, there is no sense of Spartan living. A separate bathroom area, shower, wash basin section, high-quality fixtures, the ability to upgrade the cabin with more expensive seats, additional panels. This is not a garage homemade, but a thoughtful, neat project. Such vehicles are chosen by people who understand independence not as a display of size, but as a clever combination of off-road capability, comfort, and privacy. Leave the name of your favorite in the comments. We will read them all carefully. And if this journey into the world of extreme luxury made your jaw drop in amazement, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel for the richest of the rich. Hear about luxury, expensive things, and the lives of the most influential people on the planet. Be sure to watch the previous episodes. They will 100% amaze you.